So you got yourself a reliable and efficient car to do Uber with, to do delivery work, and I've been doing this type of work for 4 years now. And so I decided to make a video just to give some tips to people who are thinking of doing this kind of work and how to make this type of work easier on you. So the number one thing you have to take care of is your health and your comfort. Most likely you're not going to be doing this kind of work in a Cadillac or in a Lexus, and sitting on a hard seat from an economy car for many hours a day is gonna hurt your back, and you're gonna actually start working less because of the back pain you're gonna develop. I highly recommend a seat cushion like this that has memory foam and is designed to be used in a car because it's thicker in the end and thinner in the front, and it has rubber coating on the bottom, so it's not going to slide around, unlike a cushion from your home. I highly recommend you invest in a good camera like this that records forwards and into the cabin. There are scenarios where the law is going to be against you automatically. A bus suddenly pulling out without signaling, a kid runs across the street, and you're driving normally, you're not speeding or anything. With this, you can have proof and save yourself. Also, if a passenger complains or accuses you of something wrongly, you can protect yourself with this camera. Highly, highly recommended. My third recommendation is get some high visibility 3M tape, reflective tape like this. You're going to be going into a lot of unfamiliar places. Sometimes you might have to go into a dark alley, drive onto a driveway, drop your item or your passenger, then reverse out of it, and somebody comes flying in the alley. This is going to make you more visible, and it doesn't hurt. As long as you don't make the car look like an ambulance. It's cheap, but it's gonna help you be more visible, and it's gonna increase the safety. Invest in some good vinyl seat covers. These are $100. You can wipe them with a wet cloth. You're going to be picking up a lot of random people, and some of them are going to be sitting on the sidewalk when you show up. They're going to be dirty. You're gonna pick them up from a job site. They're gonna have their gym bag on the floor. They put it on your seat. It's gonna dirty it up. Some people just don't care. They think they're paying you $10 for the ride, and they don't care if they're gonna dirty up your seat. Now, if you're not gonna get vinyl seat covers, this is what's gonna happen to your seats. As you can see, there's a lot of stains on them. You pick 10 people up a day, that's 70 people a week. And if you're not gonna do this, then you're gonna be forced to buy a vacuum shampoo machine like this, and you're going to be cleaning your seats maybe once every 2 months. The next thing I recommend, especially if you live in an area that gets a lot of rain, are some good window visors. These are made by AVS. They are OEM quality, and they come with 3M tape, and they will not come off if you install them correctly. We've had these on my dad's Camry now for 3 years. They're great. They allow you to get some fresh air. You can crack the window down a little bit and won't let any rainwater in. Trust me, the other day I had this lady passenger in the back of the car, and she let one go in a rainstorm, and I was so glad I could lower the window down before I suffocated. I also like driving with the window down a little bit because it allows me to hear if somebody's in my blind spot without having to look. So it's just for awareness, it's good. One thing I did with my car is I took off the passenger side hubcaps, because that's the side that you're gonna curb, and you're gonna be going to a lot of weird, tight, unfamiliar places in the dark. And sometimes I would curb the wheels. I would have to take them off and sand them and paint them to make them look new again. This way I get to save them in case I sell the car or anything. So if you can find some free, cheap ones, that's good. If you can't, maybe you could just take the passenger side off and drive around like that. Another thing I recommend, if your car didn't come with a backup camera installed from the factory, just get a cheap one from Amazon or eBay. It's going to be really helpful when you are going to be reverse parking into a tight spot. And these are really cheap these days anyways. Finally, since you are using this car for work, you're working 4 to 8 to 10 hours a day, driving around, obviously your maintenance are going to become more frequent. So I invested in a high flow reusable washable air filter. It's going to outflow and outperform the stock OEM air filter anyways, and it's going to give you better fuel efficiency, and you don't have to buy a new one every time you need to change the air filter. The last thing I want to talk about is window tint. This is up to you. This is my dad's car. He wanted to get window tint because it helps him, he prefers the privacy it gives. For me, I thought it would be safer not having window tint, and if I'm having passengers in the back and they're misbehaving, at least they're going to be visible and aware that they can't just fool around and people are going to see them. So this one is up to you. So depending on where you live and your tax laws, for us, everything that I showed you here today that was purchased were considered business expense, and they were tax write-offs, because you're using it on your work car, and you bought these things for your work. So good luck. I hope I helped some people with this video, and anything you can ask in the comments below. Thanks.